Does that make sense? Okay? Women are 15% less likely than men to own a mobile phone if you're an African, and they are 41% less likely than men to have access to the internet. So if we extrapolate our experience on digital and STEM to future technologies, we know women are going to be left behind. And we know young people who are not from the middle classes are going to be left behind. So we've got to course correct that inequity problem. The next thing is skills. We have a skill deficit. Currently, we have a lot of young people coming out of universities driving Uber. Why? We have a lot of people coming out of TVET institutions and not getting jobs. Why? There's a disconnect between supply for skills and demand for skills. There's a clear disconnect. We are training people and training our young people in information or skills that they don't know, they don't need. I'm always struck by a conversation I had with a young man who said to me, Miss Mavis, do you know, I'm running a company doing something that did not exist when I was at school. And I'm employing people delivering products that I could not even visualize at university. And I only left university 10 years ago. Okay? So it just gives you a sense of how rapidly the world is changing and why we need to bridge that supply and demand gap. And finally, information. Information is power. If we are going to adopt this technology, if our people are going to use this technology, then we need to be very, very clear that our end users understand it. Everybody is talking about climate smart agriculture technologies. Farmers need information on climate markets, but they are not getting it. They need information on climate smart technologies. They are not getting it. They don't even know where to get that information. How are we going to make the transition? And then if you look at our public extension services for farmers, they are so scattered and far and few between that people don't even know where to go for that information. We can't keep operating like that. Next slide, please. So at Asset, we are great believers that every problem has a solution. But even more importantly, we fundamentally believe that our solution sits somewhere on this continent. And we say that because we've seen it. Every time we are doing a review and we are researching, we will find some country, some minister, some business, something that has solved the problem. So we have the solutions here. So this does not have to be a problem. So how do we fix it? Let's start by filling the skills gap. Let's build policies that require a collaborative effort between policymakers, industry leaders, and education providers. Let's build that as a natural ecosystem. And this means that our TVET structures need to move from the 19th century, I don't think it's even in the 20th century. We need to move it from the 19th century to the 21st century, and it needs to have clarity around job placements, etc. Now, South Africa, Kenya, Rwanda, you name it, there has been lots of examples where a country has said, this is our priority, and they've built that ecosystem through policies. In South Africa, they made finance a priority for them. So if you are in South Africa and you really want to get into the financial sector, the government invests in you. It has a partnership with financial institutions where you can do internships to build, get some practical experience. And then you are incentivized to get into the system through further education, etc. So you can be very intentional in doing it. So if we've done it for finance in South Africa, if we've done it in Senegal for the TVET sector, why can we not do it for JET?